Welcome to Embracing Infinity, exploring the infinite oneness in the space of love and truth. Host Jennifer Rose is an international spiritual medium, healer, channeler, mentor, and transformational guide. Her focus is encouraging individuals to know themselves within the lens of their divine heart and highest potential, to evolve within the frequency of love and peaceful harmony. Now, here's your host, Jennifer Rose.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Embracing Infinity on the Sacred Spiral Network. I'm Jennifer Rose, and happy Friday to everybody. I hope you are all doing well today and looking forward to a beautiful weekend ahead. So, as we're all joining in, I'm very excited to be welcoming our special guest here today, PJ Spur. She's absolutely lovely. She's an author and an intuitive and all things magical. You may also remember we had her lovely husband, Steve Spur, on recently, too. And so we can't wait to meet the other half. And we have a lovely discussion. She is very well educated on grief. And so she will be giving us some very helpful tips on navigating grief throughout the holidays. So it's a very important discussion that we're going to be having today that will help all of us for ourselves who are missing people that we love. And there's other kinds of grief as well, and for each other of how we can be supportive of one another here today. Please, everybody, give a thank you to Miss Kelly Brickle, our producer, for taking good care of us while we're here today, too, and making all of this happen. We're always so grateful for Kelly. And if you could please heart our little recording on your Facebook there, tag, share, subscribe over on the Sacred Spiral Network YouTube channel, and follow our pages. Jennifer, Kelly, and PJ, if you could give a girl a follow, we always really appreciate it. Helps us all to keep growing and spreading the love to each and everybody out there. So thank you all for doing that. And again, I hope you guys are all doing well too. So I want to stop and say hello to everybody who's joining us here today. And thank you for your patience here. We're so happy to be here with all of you here today. So hi, Jennifer McCormick. Thank you for being here. Beautiful. Always good to see you. And thank you so much for being here. And there's Nancy Muratala. I want to thank Nancy for being here as well, too. Great to see you. And there is our friend Jeffrey as well. So thanks for coming on. So great that you're all here today. Morva, hi. I always wonder if I'm saying your name right, so please forgive me. But I'm so happy to see you. Thanks for being here. And Sylvie, thank you for being here as well, as we're all starting to come on here today. So a couple quick announcements. Oh, there's Miss Fran. Thank you for your patience, Miss Fran. You made it, girl. So a couple of quick announcements before we get started too that I'd like to share with all of you here today is this Sunday I will be hosting a free event over on Zoom. You can sign up through my website, mediumjenniferrose.com. It's called Spirit Talk. It's at 1 p.m. Pacific, which is 4 in the Eastern time zone. And I'm always adding in my head, 9 p.m. in the evening in the UK. And it's a spiritual Q&A. It's a free and very fun event. We always have a lot of fun and a lot of really interesting questions. So if you'd like to come for that, it's a great time to get some of your spiritual questions answered. What does Jennifer think? I've been looking on YouTube. I've been reading on Google. I feel like there's more. So you can go ahead and ask me and get my take on it. And if I don't know the answer, I check in with Spirit and see what comes through. So you are all invited for that too, as well. In addition, my next Sunday service will be a week from Sunday. And it's our second holiday service of the year and our final service of the year. So it's going to be very special. And it's going to be Team Angel on board for that one too. So Miss Kelly Kelly Brickle, who's also our producer, is also part of Team Angel over on For the Love of Spirit, as is Nancy Muratala and Fran Pierce as well. So the four of us we'll be giving messages from our loved ones in spirit and bringing that upliftment and healing and poetry and music and all things magical for you all. And that's going to be on December 15th. So you're all invited for that. And again, you can sign up for that on my website as well. And we will be giving a portion to charity as well for children's hunger. So thank you for all of that. And I also have a special live coming up the Saturday before Christmas. I think it's on the 21st. I hope I've got that right. With Colin Walker over at the Menorca Consciousness Group. And I'll be posting for that shortly as well. So that's going to be on a Saturday. And we are having a special discussion on coming home to love. So my favorite topic, as you know, it's what I love to talk about. So we're very excited to be collaborating together on that, and that will be streamed live as well. So just some fun things to look forward to for the holidays. I know there's a lot of big events going on. My beautiful Sparkle Queen of Scotland's got another event coming up on the 17th and 18th, which I'll also be part of too. That will be streamed. Actually, I'm sorry, on the 17th and on New Year's, there will also be streamed live for the holidays. We'll be doing readings and having a lot of fun, and also for charity as well. So you won't want to miss all of these fun things. So, but we'll keep you all posted on all of that. So don't worry. So anyways, I'd like to stop and take another little quick break and just say hi to everybody who's joining us. Hi, Joseph Pritchard. How are you, darling? Good to see you. Simon Stone, good day to you, my dear friend. Good to see you too. Looks like Ronnie got on too. So, hey, Ronnie, how are you doing? I feel like I just saw you yesterday, didn't I? And hey, Sid, how are you doing? Nice to see Sid made it as well. And we've got Karen here too. So thank you for all for being here. And Button 68, good afternoon to you too. I'm glad that you made it. And so happy to have all of our beautiful friends here today. That's okay. I know it's hard to type things right. So we're all doing that with our little phones and the little buttons. So anyways, okay, beautiful friends. And hi, Deborah. Thanks for being here today as well. You've all joined us. So really good to see all of you here today. And Karen, good to see. Good afternoon, love. Okay. So I'm just wanted to chat for a few minutes. And as you know, PJ Spur and I are going to be talking about how we can navigate grief through the holidays. And so I wanted just to talk a little bit about energy and grief and bringing some softness and tenderness in as we move into the rest of this year. I know the last few months and the fall and coming into winter now have been pretty intense for a lot of people. The energies have been pretty heavy. There's been a lot of separation, and now is a really good time to come back to connection and togetherness, love, understanding, and compassion for each other. And this is a time where a lot of people are missing their loved ones. They may not be able to connect with the people that they are uh, um, connected with here that are not gone to spirit too. They may be feeling lonely. They may be, reflecting on the year. They may be just exhausted, right? And so when this happens, their spirits can be low and their energy can be feeling a little bit low, and that can sometimes create a need for connection and a need for support. And so what I wanted to do is invite all of us to be loving and responsive to those needs. When we are in our most vulnerable state, we're actually much closer to authenticity than some of the other costumes that we tend to wear when we're trying to protect our heart or trying to protect our innocence or trying to protect our vulnerability. And we can, when we're in those modes of protection, we can really go into, like I said, some of these other costumes that aren't as helpful, aren't as healthy for us. And that's why people sometimes have arguments throughout the holidays, or they're dreading having interactions and connections with people sometimes. And so it's like, how can we manage that too? So what I wanted to invite is when people are in their more vulnerable states, and they're feeling kind of in need of connection, right? That may feel a little bit like a little tug on our own energy, right? And I know in the spiritual community, there's a lot of talk knocking on the walls. There's a lot of talk about protecting energy, managing energy. What do we do with energy? I don't want bad energy. I don't want negative energy. Um, but I have found that sometimes these kind of thoughts or discussions can sometimes create more separation from each other when people actually need us most. So I just wanted to invite some more gentleness and some more tenderness to come into play here too, because we never know what somebody may have going on in their lives. And somebody could come off as very, very confident, and another person could come off as very, very vulnerable and needy. But then my question would be is who's in their highest authenticity? Because when someone's expressing their vulnerability, that's extremely courageous and brave because most of us do a really good job of hiding that part of us too. So I'm always very impressed when I'm in a discussion with somebody who's being very raw and very open with how they're feeling and what they're experiencing. And I'm just like, wow, that person is so much braver and stronger than they realize because they're able to express that without, you know, being concerned about, how somebody else is going to judge them. They're just like, this is me, I'm here, this is what I'm going through right now. So um, I thought I would just kind of put that out there, and maybe these are some thoughts that we could share with each other and use kind terms, kind things. Sometimes when we feel other people pulling on energy. I hear words like vampire and things like that coming in, and I know sometimes that there are instances where those kinds of energetic interactions can be, you know, more unkind. I will just put it that way. But most of the time, people are just in need of some support, in need of a hug or a kind word. And we may not be able to be all things for all people, but we can be kind and we can share some love and let somebody know that we care. Even a smile can make such a huge difference in someone's life. And it's always good to just ask, how can I help? What do you need? And hold space. And if you're worried about, yeah, um, thank you, Kat. If you're worried about your own energy and how you can feel protected or safe, in a world that's unpredictable sometimes, or if you're going to family gatherings and you're worried about how other people are going to treat you because they're wearing what I want to say is the more difficult costumes, of protection, because that's what they all are. They're all costumes of protection of our innocence and our vulnerability, right? But you may be, because you're the most sensitive one and you're the most feeling one, be really worried about how their energy is going to impact you. And so, what I would love to recommend is really filling yourself up and making your energy strong. Because when your energy is strong and when your love is strong and you're filling yourself up with the beautiful light of you, that's going to affect the space and impact the space in a more positive and beautiful way versus trying to keep stuff out. So I hope that is helpful for you. Keep your energy strong, keep your love strong, fill yourself up with you. Get yourself prepared and in your most loving space that you're emanating and radiating out the sunshine of you and the love of you, and really keep working on knowing who you are. It is the know thyself journey that brings us in to more self-love and to help us to be able to not get sometimes sucked into the dynamics and the dramatic dynamics of each person when they're in their costumes and in their cycles, right? Of pain and protection. I call these the weapon of protection, the costumes, right? And but the more you know you, the more you love you, the more you have love to give, and the more you can understand and hold space for other people's without kind of getting sucked into that dramatic dynamic of the back and forth. And then we're like trying to come out of that and like recuperate from that. So I know this is something that people are going to be going through throughout the rest of the month here too. So I hope this is kind of helpful, just something to think about. Bring it into your heart. Really focus on keeping your own space strong by good self care, good self love. Um, and also remember too, the people that are in your inner circle, these are the ones we tend to want to allocate more of our energy to, because we have these circles of priority, and sometimes we're allocating more energy into a far out circle than we are into something that's closer in. So it may be time to do a little bit of reorganizing and a little bit of just taking a look at where we're putting it, and then we can readjust from there. So I hope that's helpful. And I want to thank you all for listening. I feel your love. I feel your energy. I feel your sunshine. So that makes me so happy and so grateful that you're here today as well. So I would love to just pop in, and a few of our new friends have joined us as well here today, and say hello. I see Anne has joined us as well. Kat, thank you. Thank you for your comment in the process of doing this now. That's beautiful. I'm so happy you're here, Kat. Thank you. And I'm and Jess, hi Jess, thanks for being here today. Kelly's helping me so I don't have to squint into the comments. So, hi Jess, I'm so happy to see you. Hi Cheyenne, good to see you too. I hope you're all doing well here today. And I think I saw Trudy on here as well. So hi Trudy, good to see you too. Thank you all for your beautiful comments and for your love. And I hope that we can just have a beautiful end of this year, because we're all about living our best lives here today. So let's do it. Let's just go out like making this month the best as we roll into 2025. So I'm really happy about that. So without further ado, let me please welcome the beautiful, the radiant, the wonderful PJ Spur. And thank you, Carolyn. Good to see you, love. Hi,
Hi, Jennifer.
PJ. How are you?
I am good. How are you, Jennifer?
I am doing well, and I'm so happy to be with you. I know you've been on my Sunday service. Oh, it was been quite a while since it's been on, and we talked about grief back then. And you are the author of Navigating Grief with Grace, and
Yes.
you have so much love and beauty to share. So please, everybody, grab a copy. It's over on Amazon, right?
Right.
And it's a beautiful book. I have a copy myself, and there's so many lovely tips in there. But you're also intuitive, and you have so much beauty and love to share. So if you could just tell everybody a little bit about yourself, and then we'll start talking about navigating grief through the holidays.
Okay, great. Um, well, my story really begins, my spiritual journey began when I met my husband, Steve Spur, who you've had on several times. And 24 years ago, we met and we started our spiritual journey. And originally, I was just going to support him. And I learned that I had intuitive gifts as well. And so I took all the classes and did all the training, and trained in Reiki and hypnosis and EFT and all kinds of modalities. My specialty is intuitive readings. I really like to help women, particularly who are at a crossroads or may feel stuck. And a lot of times over the years, especially with Steve being a medium and doing what he does, grief always came up. Because whether you're grieving the loss of a friend, the loss of a family member, the loss of a job, the loss of a city. I worked with a client last month who had this incredible opportunity to move away from Texas, and she was thrilled about it. And then she got there and she sank into deep, deep grief because she left all of her friends. And it can be a pet. I mean, there are so many, many things that we lose in this life that we have. And so in, oh, it was 2008, I think. I put together a workshop for some women who came to Steve. A group of women were really struggling. And I put together a workshop. And then in 2016, I turned that into my book. And I like to encourage people to use different energy clearing modalities like EFT, meditation, journaling, acupressure. There are lots of ways that we can do exactly what Jennifer talked about, and that is showing ourselves more love. And especially during the holidays, we're running around. I was at coffee with friends this morning, and they were all talking about, are you finished with your shopping? Have you got it all wrapped? So it's a great time to just step back and really take good care of ourselves, and show a little self-love. And especially if you're grieving, it's even more important.
Yeah, there's so many kinds of griefs, and thank you for sharing, and illustrating, and we're all transforming so quickly too that we're, constantly grieving the self we used to be even yesterday,
Exactly.
and I've even heard of athletes going into grief because they win the gold, and then it's like, well, what's next? They have to change their lives. So it shows up in so many ways, and there's just so many transitions in life. So grief is a very real and big thing that is important that we keep talking about. It's showed up a lot this year as well, and so I'm so grateful that you're here. Um, Now you said 24 years, so you're going on 25 soon with Steve.
Yes.
Um, and he speaks so highly of you. So I mean, what a beautiful, blessed marriage that the two of you
We have
have as
had
they
such an
oh
adventure, so much fun. Um, I will never forget, we were at dinner one time with a lot of people in the spiritual community in Dallas. And I sat by the husband of a lady whom I knew really well, but I didn't really know the husband. And he goes, so my wife kind of dragged me here. What about you? And I said, oh, I'm here free will. I love this. My husband got me into this and I love it. So
oh, that's so sweet too. I'm so excited that you've got the big 2-5 coming up, and like what
yes.
I know we're going to talk about grief, but what's your secret to, like, having such a beautiful, beautiful relationship?
Oh my goodness. It's funny. A kid at Starbucks asked me this the other day, um, of all places. Um, I think there's a lot of compromise. I think
Mhm.
there's a lot of communication. And then I think you just let a lot of it go, you know?
Yeah.
And the older you get, I think that gets easier. I really do. Um, because some of the little things that bugged me maybe 15, 20 years ago. And then the other thing, living together 24/7 during the pandemic, um, we had friends who divorced, we had friends who broke up. We just got stronger. We cooked together. We did all kinds of activities, and we really got stronger during the pandemic. And then a couple of years later, I retired from my corporate job, and so we once again 24/7 we're together.
Oh, that's so beautiful. And it's really true, because I know I've said this often, the things that sometimes we get so worked up and upset about when it's like, um I try to remember that life is very short, and you never know, like, if you have tomorrow with that person or not. We
Right,
take that for granted, right?
right,
But if that other person were to somehow be gone the next day, would you still be worried about that thing you got so upset
exactly.
over? Or would you wish that you had, made up and, like you said, move past it, let it go, and seen it for what it is, just a time and space, and then move on, and not hold people, you know so strongly to those things too. So thank you for sharing
Right,
that too. But I'm
right.
so happy for you. So
Thanks,
congratulations on your
thanks.
upcoming Big 2-5 too. Um, and we've got some new friends. They're all saying hi to you, PJ. So everybody's really excited to see you. Patrick has joined us here too as well. So hi, Patrick. And Courtney, hi. How are you? And Let me see. How can we help the ones we know who are grieving and helping kids go through grief as well? Oh, that's a great question, Courtney.
Great
So
question.
PJ, should we tackle that one first, or should we look at your
Let's go ahead and go to the printout. Let's look at the slide,
okay. So
and we'll
yes,
kind of,
and then we'll come back and move to Courtney's question.
and
Perfect.
I can probably speak to some of the grief for children. Over the past 2 years, we have helped our granddaughters grieve their parents' marriage. That's a very real thing in today's world. And so let's just go ahead and we'll talk about this. Because really, just as Jennifer did this beautiful introduction, 10 ways to take care of you. And that's really what you're doing. You've got to take good care of you. And part of that is setting good boundaries. Jennifer spoke a little bit to this. I know with my family of origin, I have very specific time periods that I can be around them, and I honor that. And Steve's really good at helping me with that. Another one, get your shopping done early so that you're not stressed. Honor yourself and say no. I have a friend who says no is a full sentence. If you don't really want to do something, please say no for yourself. It's easier than picking up the pieces later. Accept people as they are. It is what it is. You know, if your mother is always going to be critical or always going to talk about your other sister when she's not there, it is what it is. There's no need to get caught up in that. This next one, I don't know why it's so hard for people, but it is so important. Get lots of sleep. Get enough sleep. Take a nap if you want to. Don't burn the candle at both ends during the holidays when you're also grieving, because we're still dealing with COVID, and we're dealing with new flu it's like every month they come up with a new flu. So get lots of sleep, take a nap. And I'm seeing Jennifer drinking her water there. Water's huge. You got to drink your water. Eat healthy foods now. This is something that I saw a person discussing. Really watch yourself during the month of December, so that when it comes down to Christmas or Hanukkah, you can really enjoy yourself and not feel guilty. So eat healthy foods now. Show your body some love, and we're going to talk about that next on the next slide. And then I also want to encourage you to do some journaling. Journal your feelings and release them. You can burn them later. Full moon, great time to burn things. You can keep a journal if you want to keep a journal, or you can throw it away. I had a client who didn't want to write it down because she was afraid that would make it real. And I said, what if you wrote it down so that you could release it? And she had never looked at it quite that way. Meditate in the morning. That's a great way to start your day, even just 5-10 minutes. I use an app called Insight Timer every day. And I like binaural beats because it helps me get into a meditative state faster. And so I use Insight Timer. It's a free app. Yes, they have classes, and yes, they have other features that you can buy with a membership. But I've used the free version for about 5 years, and I just love it. Another thing you can do, and I've got this in the PDF that we're going to make available later. Did you ever think about coloring and what a meditation it is to color a mandala? I put a couple of those in there. Anything that you do with your hands, sewing, crocheting, anything like that is also a meditation and can take you to that place of love that Jennifer was talking about. And then another thing that I really like to do is pull an oracle card for support and guidance. It always blows my mind that I get just the one I need. I've been doing this now for 22 years, and I'm still just blown away that the one I get that day at that time is the exact one I need. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Kelly? Oh, there we go. Okay, great. Okay, so these are just some ways that you can clear your energy or calm yourself. For those of you who don't know what EFT is, you can Google it. And I also have this in the PDF, exact instructions. It's really easy. It is a way to do acupuncture with your fingers, and you tap different places on your face, and it helps you release emotions. And there are several in there that will help you calm down after a busy day. I have one in there specifically for grief. Another thing that helps me is to do a facial figure eight, and it's kind of hard to do with my glasses on, but you basically just go around your eyes and you actually touch your face and do a figure eight. That's a real relaxing thing to do. Havening technique involves putting your hands at your shoulders and going down your arms 2, 3, 4 times, and it's very calming. The butterfly hug is another hug where you just kind of hug yourself. Acupressure. This is a great one to do if you wake up in the middle of the night. You take one hand and you put it around your thumb and hold it for 5 seconds. Move to the next finger, and so on. And all of these directions are in the PDF. By the time you do both hands, you're very relaxed and it's easier to go back to sleep, or you might have just calmed yourself from being upset about something. Salt bath, salt scrub, one of my favorite things to do. Do a really nice salt bath. Get a massage or body work. This is a great time to do that because that also can help you release pent up or stagnant feelings. Sit out in nature, take a walk. I know it's getting cooler in a lot of places. Even here in Texas, it's very cool. But I like to sit out on my back porch and watch the birds, and it's just very calming. And then the final thing I want to remind you, at the end of the day, aren't you really doing your very best? Aren't you doing the very best you can? So forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Forgive some of those other people who maybe got in your way this week, and just show some love, like Jennifer said.
Oh, beautiful, PJ. Those are all so helpful. So please, everybody, try these as many as you can. These are all helpful and they're pretty easy to do. They're pretty simple. Like, how hard is it to give yourself a hug? Like that's like, oh my gosh, that feels so good, right? And these things are very grounding too, PJ, because I
Yeah.
know when we're in grief or if we're in the mind trying to understand things and figure things out, we're like in that kind of like high anxiety. We're pretty ungrounded. Like not all of our self is here, and these things help bring us back down, and that actually makes us feel calmer and better, is better for the nervous system. They just knocked on my wall because we think if we check out and get out of our bodies that we'll feel better. It's actually the
Yes.
opposite. That creates more anxiety because our body and our nervous system is like, where are you? Come back, I need you here. And then when we come back in, we're like, oh, okay.
Well,
That
and
feels better, you
you
know?
bring up a good point. Sometimes when we are wanting to escape, we
Yeah.
eat too much, we drink too much, we
Mhm.
shop too much.
Yeah.
And especially during the holidays, there are all these temptations, these big parties, and somebody wants to go to happy hour. And it's so easy to do that and to excess rather than, okay, what do I really need right now? I need a salt bath, or I need to just sit with myself and process some of these feelings I'm feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's amazing what happens if you're brave enough to do that. And I want to
Yes.
say hi to Vivian and Ed who've just joined us. We're so happy that you're here. PJ just shared some beautiful tips on navigating grief throughout the holidays. So you guys can go back and watch any parts that you may have missed earlier. We welcome you to. And we're going to be providing some links for a whole bunch of other great information that will help everybody too. And so, yeah, and I was thinking yesterday too, I remembered. because I was driving and there were some songs coming on the radio, and I like remembered like, oh yeah, because sometimes I hear songs that are loving and I think about other people that I love. And
Yes.
then I was like, oh yeah, wait a minute, I can sing the love song to myself. I used to do that a long time ago, like sing that love song to yourself, to all the
Yes.
parts of you. And like you'll get this like welled up emotion, sparkly feeling inside of you because you know we're home to all the versions of ourselves, and that's another loving thing that we can do like for ourselves too. And then my gosh, we have so much more to give. We're not so empty, giving from an empty bucket when we're
Yes.
loving and taking care of ourselves.
Yes.
And I love all of the eat healthy, get enough sleep, drink enough water, get enough rest. Like we got to do those things, people.
We have,
Like
you're the only person, I tell my daughter who went through this divorce, she's been on this divorce journey for 2 years now. You're the only person who can take care of you. I would love
yeah,
to do it, but you're in another city now, and that's not my job. It's your job to take care of you. And you've really got to take care of you and those two precious
yeah,
ones.
yeah.
To get back to the question, and I apologize, I don't remember who asked
Oh,
it.
it was Courtney. Yeah.
I think the
So how do
same
we help
thing
people?
really applies. Healthy food, make sure they get enough rest, make sure that they have someone to talk to. Um, our daughter has made sure that her daughters have had counseling, and when something comes up, she gets them back to the counselor, because they need somebody to talk to. Um, and Steve and I help out with that as well because we're really close to them. Um, so how can we help the ones? I think, like Jennifer said, you just have to be there and be available. Um, Sometimes with our daughter, of course, I know I'm very tied into her intuitively. Some days I just pick up the phone and text and say, "How are you doing today?" And maybe she was kind of going down a tunnel that day, and she really needed somebody to reach out. Um, I think you're just there. You let them know that you care, and you offer help and support however you can. Um, Kids need to be able to speak freely without judgment or shame. I think that's really important. And then give them tools to do that. You know, we gave the older one a journal the first year after their parents divorced. Um, so anything, I just try to keep my ears open, and if there's anything that they mention that would be beneficial, I try to provide that for them.
Yeah, and we can just ask, what do you need? How can I help? And that little text can mean so much because somebody could be, in a really dark moment and then ding, checking in, how are
Exactly.
you? And then they know somebody felt them, somebody heard them, there's an angel out there looking out for me too. And that's so helpful. And it's not that hard to do.
Yeah.
It's not that hard to check on people. Hello to Angelo and to Paul Freed and to Debbie for joining us as well. Thank you guys for coming on and being here. Very happy to see all of you too. And I know we've talked about this before, and I love what you said with the kids about how we can, kind of hold space for them and let them express themselves freely without trying to fix it, without trying to do things that may be like less helpful too. And I
Right.
love the idea of going into counseling because, therapy is really great. I know in the spiritual community, we try to do things very holistically, but when we tackle things physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, we're going to have a
Yes.
much better result
Yes.
because it's all spiritual in the end. It really
Hmm.
is. And taking care of our bodies, because if we're not getting proper nutrition, if we're not sleeping enough, if we're not getting some physical activity and those walks in nature, like you said, um, our our chemistry is not going to be as balanced as it could be and probably should be with our, our neurotransmitters and our hormones and those things. And it's just going to make everything worse. So we've got to take care of ourselves too. That's really, really important. And like you said, the meditation, I think teaching kids how to meditate is a beautiful gift, and doing the
Mhm.
mandalas and the art and
Mhm.
just, letting them, know that they're loved and that they're cared about. It's a very hard thing with kids because they don't understand. And so we just have to I think, keep it simple, keep it
Yes.
simple with them.
Yeah, the little one likes to do art. She's a very talented
Yeah.
artist, and she also likes to
Yeah.
bake. And so she and I do a lot of cookies and brownies and things like that. She loves to bake.
Oh,
So
that's got to be,
and I
yeah.
know at the end of the day, she loves to spend time with us. And so
Yeah.
that's the best thing you can do for anybody is spend time with them.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And help them out with things that they may need a little help with, So if it's an adult who's going through grief, maybe they just need someone to run an errand for them or wash their
Exactly.
dishes. They don't need to be fixed. They just need to know that they're loved.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
sometimes they just want you to
Yeah.
listen.
Yeah, yeah. And let them spill. Let them spill
Yeah,
and just be there and listen. That's what holding space is
that's
just
right.
listening and holding the energy and being loving and supportive. And you don't have to fix, you don't have
Yeah.
to give a bunch of advice, just
Right.
be there for them too.
Yeah.
I'm amazed at when I have an opportunity, if I've got something that I'm grieving or working through, that just being able to talk about it and having the person listen without saying much, I feel so
Exactly.
much better afterwards. It's like, thank you.
Yes. Yes.
And then I try to remember to be that for that person too, or for somebody else. We want to be for each other what they are for us as well too. And I think that's important to keep giving back and hold that space for ourselves and for each other too. It's important.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
beautiful, beautiful tips. And everybody, Kelly will be putting shortly the link for some more helpful tips that PJ put together for us. And please pick up her book on Amazon, Navigating Grief Through Grace. It's got so much beauty and helpful things in there for you as well. And also, if you could please heart, comment, share, subscribe, follow, we would really, really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, PJ, how about we move into a couple of readings for our
Okay,
friends who are here
great.
today? Would you be up for that? So,
Sure.
everybody, we're going to do some messages now, but what we need from you are two things. One, to know that you're open. That's your consent for us to call on you if we feel guided towards you to give you a message. So, one, let us know that you're open. And two, as quick as you can, give us your feedback in the comments so that we know that we're in the right track and you're understanding everything that we're saying, because we just want to make sure we're giving the right message to the right person and that we're wording it in the right way too. Okay. All right, here we go. So you can see in the comments who's open and you can just kind of see who you feel drawn to. So looks like lots of people here. Oh, I want to say hi to Janelle too. You just joined. Thank you. Sometimes the comments, you guys, sometimes if I don't say hi, it's because they don't all show up on me the way they're supposed to. And I always want people to know I love you all. So, okay. Are you grabbing some cards, PJ?
Yes, I've got some cards, and I saw it. They're moving so quickly, but I saw Sylvie. That's who
Okay.
I'm.
Okay, beautiful. Sylvia, are you still
Okay.
here, love? Okay.
Okay, and I'm going old school today. I brought my old angel cards. I've had these probably 20 years. And Sylvie, what I get for you is it's talking about relationship harmony and Archangel Raguel. And it says, the angels are opening the hearts of everyone involved. Arguments and conflicts are being resolved now. And what I'm hearing is step back, take a step back and do what Jennifer was talking. I have this thing. A couple of years ago, I came up with this idea of sending a love bomb, and then I decided that didn't sound very nice. So I send love packets. So what they're telling me is send love packets out to the 2 or 3 people that this might relate to for you, and then just step back and bask in your own love, and the angels are going to take care of this situation.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you, PJ. That was lovely. And I'm feeling drawn to Karen. I just want to make sure you said you're open, Karen. So hopefully you're still there. And I also have angels cards as well. It's the Oracle Angels. So I want to pull a card for you. And oh, this is beautiful, Karen. I've got the higher consciousness card. So look at that. That showed up for you. So that isn't that a beauty? So, and I'm going to tune into that for you, Karen, as well. Um, it does feel like to me that you are very heart centered and you try to use your heart wisdom when you interact with other people. Would you understand this? Because I feel like that's what brings you into your higher self. And I do feel like what I want to say is in the last 18 months, so year and a half, your own higher self, which you're always connected to, is never separate from you, has really been knocking on your door a lot lately, saying, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Let's connect. Let's integrate more. Let's be more together. So this feels very positive and very good for you. And I feel like as you move into 2025, you're going to be able to use these tools and things that you've been putting together and studying and learning. They're knocking on the wall and put them in this beautiful package for yourself together too. So I feel very much this has been a journey of love for you, of trying to understand love for yourself and for other people and how you interact with people. So it does feel, Karen, if you would understand this, that you have been given a lot of life lessons recently too, which are all centered around love too. You're newly retired. Okay, thank you, love. You're newly retired nurse. Okay, well, that explains the love, right? So every interaction that you've had with your patients, but also with your family and your friends and the people that you're connected to have all been kind of teaching you about love. So this will be a big change for you now that you are retired, because like PJ was saying, we can sometimes grieve. You know, you may be excited that you're retired and this is your new section of life that you're moving into, but there may be some grief of how you used to be and how you used to spend your time too, and getting used to that as well. But it does feel very positive for you. So this will be a time for you now to like take in everything you've learned, put it together, and then move it forward. But I keep being drawn to your heart. Your heart is just this beautiful giving beacon of love and light. And that is where the wisdom of you comes in, that you're able to give to other people, like your patients, friends, and family. So good on you for everything that you're doing too. I get very drawn to the solar plexus for you as well. So you use your intuition very selectively to help you understand people and know what people need. I'm very empathically in that way, very sensitive. So I would just want to say, well done for you. You do have a lot of beautiful angels that work with you, and they will continue to be by your side in this new transition of life. And yeah, that's very beautiful. I bring in Gabriel as well. So I bring in Angel Gabriel for you, is also coming in by your side. And just know that you're very supportive, and your own wings are now being like fluffed and shiny and polished up. And so I'm going to leave you with that. And thank you for allowing me to give you a message, Karen. All right, PJ, handing it over to you, darling.
Okay. I saw these are coming in so fast and then I lose them, but I wrote down Lynn. Lynn is open. So let me see what. Okay.
All right, I was muted. I said, hi, Lynn. Lynn, you know, yes. She's a friend of mine too.
Spiritual understanding. It's a beautiful card with a lot of sacred geometry going on. Dove. Spiritual understanding, Archangel Raziel. I am bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. So, Lynn, I don't know if perhaps you have been studying a certain modality, or you've just been studying spiritual. Wow, they're telling me truly esoteric information, like I'm hearing the Essenes, like really deep historical spiritual information is of interest to you. Oh, she's saying yes, mediumship. Fantastic. Mediumship is awesome. I love mediumship. And of course, practice, practice, practice. Steve and I studied 4 or 5 years and then had our own circle for 2 or 3 years. And we learned so much in that practice group with our friends. I'm seeing a green light all the way. Whatever you're wanting to study, green light. There's something else they're trying to tell me. Look past the illusion. Look past the illusion. You may know what that means for you. And don't let a comment or a judgment from a friend or family member stop you. And that's the last thing I'll share.
Oh, that's a beautiful reading for Lynn. Yeah, she is lovely and a lovely psychic medium as well. So that's such a beautiful message for her too. And to answer your questions, yes, as long as you let us know you're open, we're just asking that we know whoever's open and we going and seeing who we're drawn to. And you are more than welcome to ask a question too. I'm going to come to Janelle, who said she's open, and I've got the angel card. It says. Oh my gosh, number 16, a door to the infinite for you, Janelle. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that a beautiful card? So I'm so happy that that showed up for you too. Um, and I feel like I just want to channel a little something when I move into that because I get a big wave of emotion from your team, from your helpers, and from your loved ones, and from your angels, and letting you know that you've done everything right. Sometimes you question if I should have done more or if I should have done this differently or done that way. And they're just saying you've done everything right. And you are always connected with the beautiful soul of you. And you are always connected with a part of you that knows how everything's going to turn out and how it all works together. And you've got that opening there. And it's interesting because I actually can see it as a door, and it's opened about like 40% of the way, and you're like kind of peeking in, and they're saying that's enough to get really in there. The door will keep opening incrementally through time, but it's open enough that you can really see all of the possibility that's out there for you too. And they're saying, but don't worry, it's a step by step. Sometimes it's a big step, sometimes it's a small step, but they're saying, don't worry, you've got this. We got this together. You have a lot of protection behind your back, keeping you safe, making sure everything's on track for you. Oh, I'm so sorry that you lost your job. So this is a perfect message for you that you need today to know that you've got what you need to move forward. And I do know that some grief can comes with that. If you didn't see Janelle, PJ we put some PDFs or some slides up for you of things you can do for grief too, and you can go back and watch that. And we're going to be putting in a link too that will help you with that laugh. You just said to a friend, one door closes and one door opens. There you go. There you go. And that openness, it's enough for you to fit and move through. So you've got this, and it will keep opening. So just keep that in your heart, keep that courage and that bravery open. It does feel like there's a part of you who felt that this was coming, or you felt like something was coming to an end, or a transition coming within the energy. And the energies have very been much about changes and going in new directions this year. So as you move into 2025, know it's all going to be okay, and you're very supported. Please remember to trust your own self and intuition, as well as what you're asking for from help from others. And they are letting me know that they will be sending you signs along the way to keep you going and moving forward. So you'll get those little signs from spirit, those little synchronicities that will help you know that things are kind of lining up for you too. I see beautiful yellow daisies showing up for you too. It's like that sunshine, the spring, the simplicity and the beauty of all of that they bring forward for you too. And they're just showering you with love. So like I said, this huge team showed up for you, and I felt all of this wave of emotion. So they knew that you were, having a little bit of a rough day with the job change. So isn't that beautiful that happened today? Like, I'm like, oh, go spirit, good job. So I'm going to leave you with that, Janelle. Thank you so much for allowing me to give you a message. And I'll hand it back over to you, PJ.
Okay. I saw Jessie.
Yes, Jessie Del Rey.
Yes, Jessie Del Rey.
Yeah.
Okay. And the one I get is counselor, and it shows a beautiful uh, being in blue, being supported in spirit by another being. It's so beautiful. Counselor and Archangel Azrael. You are a natural counselor, and many people benefit from your guidance and reassurance. So I don't know if you do any type of counseling in your real life, or you're wanting to get into it, or maybe you're just one of those people who always has the absolutely perfect thing to say to encourage somebody. That's what I'm hearing is um, that you just have a knack for encouraging and supporting people where they are on their journey. And I don't know if you have a question about that, or if that's resonating. Trying to think, let me see what else they might tell you. Be open to opportunities is the other thing I hear. Be open to opportunities where you could provide guidance, or be that listener that we were talking about earlier. Sometimes people just want somebody to listen and affirm. They don't want you to fix, they just want you to affirm. And so that's what I hear.
That's beautiful. Thank you, PJ. We had a question from Vivian too, if you could help with this. She's been making trips to visit a friend in hospice care. And Jesse, I'm so happy that you got a message. Thank you for being here, love. It was such a beautiful read. And Vivian says that she's been taking holiday decorations and tea lights to brighten up the environment. She feels as if the family and friends are afraid to celebrate the holidays because death is near. But the friend is so happy when the lights and decorations are up. Is this a wrong approach to help our friend transition? I think it's beautiful. What do you think,
Oh,
PJ?
I think it's beautiful. I mean, you said it all. Your friend is so happy when the lights and decorations are up. So yes, do it. Um, Anything we can do to lighten their load and um, make their lives happier. If it makes her happier, why not? Why not? Now, what is probably happening is the friends and family are beginning to grieve, and they know that their friend or family member is going to be crossing over soon, and so they're upset about it. And so it may take a little diplomacy on your part, or a little more understanding on your part to understand where they're coming from. Um, but I would say if your friend enjoys it and it's okay with the, I don't know, when you say hospice, are they in their own home? That has other implications as well. But as long as it cheers your friend and it makes them happy, I would say sure, go for it.
I think so too. If it's brightening her up and making her days more happy and sparkly, I think it's a beautiful gift that you're doing. So keep following your intuition with
Yeah,
that, Vivian. So I
yeah,
appreciate it. And I think that the family needs it too. They need to see that and,
yes.
and keep it moving. So I say you're doing a great job
Yeah.
too. So thank you. Let's see. I will go to Heidi if you're open, Heidi. If I may give you a message, I believe you said you were, but I just wanted to make sure too. So thank you so much for your question, Vivian, and aloha. I'm so happy you're here. Um, oh, beautiful. I've got the 27 Heaven's Door for you, Heidi. This is the card that I pulled for you. 27 Heaven's Door. Isn't that beautiful?
Oh, that is so beautiful.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. And I feel like it's a reminder for you that all of those people that you love, that are near and dear to your heart, are in that beautiful light, in that beautiful space, where they are able to feel what it feels like to me is give back to you. That the people that you have loved so dearly and so beautifully are like your guardian angels now. And they give back to you from the beautiful light. And as PJ's husband says, you know, they're angelic when they move over there into spirit world. All of our loved ones
Mhm.
are angelic. They're full spiritual healed selves. So the costumes that we, like I was talking about, those costumes that we wear here in this reality, sometimes to protect ourselves, they don't have those there anymore. Their most beautiful selves too. And I do feel like I want to give you, I believe it's Cassiel, Cass. IEL, I believe, as the name of an angel for you too, that works with you, that's by your side. And she loves hanging out with you, like while you're cooking and doing things around the house. Like, and isn't that cute? I'm like, she loves hanging out, and she's very pretty like you too. And so it's like, and she just knocked on my wall here too, and she communicates to you through music, and she's kind of like a best friend angel. If I've ever said that before, I'm not sure. She's like a best friend angel. Oh, you envisioned your mom. That's beautiful. And so you know she's in that beautiful space too. And it's funny, we're seeing a lot of doors and doorways, isn't it? Like that's been showing up here, the doors and the doorways too, and heaven's door showed up for you too. You know, would you understand your mom being a lot like you, Heidi, as well? Would you understand that the two of you shared a lot of love and laughter together and were very similar in certain parts of your personality? You're listening to music now at your house. Thank you, love, too. And you can get so many beautiful messages through the music too. And oh, there's Mr. Steve. He's validating the music there too. But would you understand about this about your mom? And I feel like one of the things that connects the two of you too is like when you see flowers and you see trees, that's a beautiful inspiration for you as well. So I just want to give you that too, and thank you for being here with your beautiful heart too. Yes, you do understand those. Thank you so much. And I keep with the flowers too, because I want to give you especially like yellow flowers. The yellow's coming in really strong for you too, like yellow roses, yellow daffodils, yellow Gerber daisies, all of these beautiful things. And I feel like your family connections are very important to you, and even your friendship connections are like family for you too. And I feel like I want to validate you and say thank you for that. They give me the symbol of a violin being played too. I'm not sure who that connects with, but it feels more symbolic to you as well, for just the beauty of the musical journey that you're on. Because remember, like the spirit is very musical and artistic in that way. So I feel like this is very important to share with you too. I also want to give you the infinity sign, and the number 8 is being important to you too. I also want to sing Here Comes the Sun for you as well. And I also want to say that 5 years ago was a very major transition for you, that has moved you forward into the person that you are here today. And it's only going to get better from there. So I feel like I know that was a lot that just came out all of a sudden, but I just need to give you all those little parts. So I'll invite you to put those all together for yourself in the most beautiful way. And then I just feel like this is just big hug from spirit for you, just this great big hug from spirit. And it just like goes like this. And take your little angel friend with you, because she's like your best buddy. So I will leave you with that, Heidi. Thank you. Okay, PJ.
I want to share something really quick about music. Steve and
Yeah.
I were out of town. We went to New Orleans for my birthday and Thanksgiving, and we were eating in a restaurant. It was the day before my birthday, and they were playing songs from the 50s and 60s that my father would have played in our home growing up. My father's been on the other side for about 5 years. Every song, the entire evening, was music that he would have loved. And I just know he was there for my birthday. So, they can play songs on the radio, they can make things happen, they can show you something on TV. It's just amazing how they can do that.
It is amazing. That's such a beautiful story. Thank you, PJ. I know, isn't it like when we're thinking about somebody and then that song comes on the radio or
Yes,
it's like the title of the song or the band or something, you're like, oh my
yes,
gosh, and they don't normally play that on that radio station, a song like that. And it's like, how
exactly.
did that happen? Spirit
Yeah,
is amazing. They can do anything, you know?
yes, yes, they can.
So that's so beautiful too.
Okay,
Yeah.
I saw a name, and no, I'm not gonna pronounce this correctly. Myra, Maira is what I wrote down.
Yeah.
Myra.
Yeah. Are you still here, Marwa? I know. Yeah, she's hoping for a message. So hopefully she's
Okay.
still here. Are you still here, love? Give us a quick yes. I know sometimes it takes a few seconds for that. And
Yes.
you're all very
Okay.
welcome.
Okay. Oh, and she says they can shake your Christmas tree without one ornament falling. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, Myra, for you, I have pulled the Indigo and Crystal Children card, and it shows a beautiful angel with three precious little ones, and it's Archangel Metatron. You have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive. So I don't know what kind of work you do. I don't know if you're a parent or um, but there's something with children. Um, I'm hearing children in your journey, um, that you have a desire to do something for children. Um, and I don't really know what that would be. It would, but there's something about children. I think the children being born now are coming in with so many gifts. Um,
She says she has kids.
oh, okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Um, and it takes a special kind of person to work with children who have spiritual gifts and who are coming into their spiritual gifts. Um, and that's what I'm hearing is that there's some opportunity that you're going to have to use your gifts to help children with their gifts and their sensitivities. I'm also hearing something like autism or children on the spectrum. You may have an interest in working with children who have special needs. Um, so that's what I'm hearing for you. And she says she loves kids.
Yeah,
Um,
she loves kids. Yeah.
okay,
That's
awesome,
beautiful. That's
awesome.
beautiful. Okay, and who's still here, everybody? If we could do just a quick check-in to see who's still here. And also a quick announcement too, in about 2 hours, Kelly will be on with her show, The Psychic Hour. So you'll have a little break to have some lunch or dinner, and then come back on and see Kelly's show as well. So it's going to be at 2:30 Pacific, 5:30 Eastern, and 10:30 in the UK. So if you're over in the UK, have a cup of tea and stay up late tonight. It's Friday, might as well stay up for some more readings. So, oh, and Courtney's very gracious for what you said because she's got a son on the spectrum as well. So it's nice that we were able to acknowledge as well too. So and thank you all for being here, for all your beautiful comments too. I just wanted to check if there's any questions that we missed here too. So it looks like everybody's still here. Amy, I'm going to pull a card for you, Amy. I'm feeling drawn that I want to give you love, Amy Mann. So how are you doing today too? Um, I've got initiation for you, Amy. So there's that card for you. And I do need to say there is a love from your husband coming in. I know that I already know from before that he is in spirit, but he is here with you today by your side and giving you a lot of support right now, and into the holidays. He's very happy watching the family continue to grow and move forward in life, and he gives you big kisses on your cheek. I feel very emotional and romantic as he comes in and blends with my energy for you to show me how he feels about you. And initiation is really about moving into the next level, about elevating into the next level of your spiritual development that you're moving into. So you've done a really, really good job, and I know it can be sometimes a challenging process. to go into that kind of metamorphosis, like, the caterpillar turning into the goop, before it comes into the butterfly. That's not always the most pleasant process, but you actually done it really, really well with that. So this is what this is about too. And just remember, when you go through initiation too, it can be a little, what I want to say is Alice in Wonderlandy sometimes too. And so just know that that's just part of the process, but it'll all like move into, and you'll have the higher understandings, and that higher awareness is coming in for you too. I do hear from your husband. He's showing me my solar plexus too. So you have been a little bit anxious or nervousness, if you would be able to validate for me. Okay, good. With the grandparents, with the grandbabies. Oh, hello, my love. Yeah, too. Would you understand yourself or somebody else having a little bit nervousness with the tummy, feeling a little nervous? And it may just be excited because you're here today, so it might just be excitement that you're getting a little revved up, because I'm getting drawn to my solar plexus here with that too. Okay, a little bit there, yeah, and he's there by your side, so don't worry about that too. And I'm feeling like he's showing me what PJ was talking about, having a little walk in nature would be helping calm and soothing for you too. And then he would be able to give you signs, like a little bird flying by, or a little leaf kind of cascading down from the tree for you too, or a little cloud up there that's in a shape that you would know that that's him. But he very much like wraps his arms around you and your home as well. So, and he's just blowing some kisses and giving me a big, beautiful red heart for you too. So I'm going to leave you with his love, Amy, and really good job with okay, you are understanding that. Thank you, love. Really good job with your spiritual development, because there is a big up leveling for you, and it's like, this is what you've been waiting for. So well done. And I will leave you with that. So thank you, Amy. Appreciate it. Okay, here. Okay, and then let me see here. Karen is saying that when you made a decision to sell your ranch, you did a prayer to Angel Gabriel to help you and rolled up the paper. It was on a blue string. Oh, wow. Thank you, Karen, for letting me know about that too. So that's beautiful. Thank you for that validation too. PJ, do you feel drawn to anybody else?
I'm trying to see who we haven't already.
Yeah, who's still here, please? If you wouldn't mind popping in. You're very welcome, Amy. Hi, Eva. Eva's just joined us. Hello. How you doing, love? We started a little late, everybody, so we just wanted to make sure we had enough time to give messages to everybody here today. Okay, they're all coming in here too.
Okay,
So
I'll do a quick one for Eva.
perfect.
Okay, let's see. Okay. Oh, this is a beautiful angel. Courage. Look at that. Archangel Ariel. Be courageous and stand up for your beliefs. And what they're telling me is there may be, maybe have already happened, or may be coming a situation where you're going to really want to speak your truth. And your angels have your back, and you're just going to reach inside for that extra courage and stand up for yourself. It's a beautiful card. You have everything you need inside of yourself. And so just kind of sink into that and give yourself that extra love that we've been talking about for this whole hour.
Yeah, that's beautiful, PJ. Thank you. That's lovely. Michelle, you're asking about healing modalities. There are so many, and they are all beautiful. Kind of see what you feel drawn to, see what you feel kind of like a magnetic pull to. But it doesn't have to be expensive, and it doesn't have to be this big, long, drawn out thing either. You can start by really just start, because everybody has healing potential. So if you're willing to sit with spirit in the quiet with some music, sit in the power. I think you may have come to some of my meditations in the past that will open up your awareness to healing and being a channel. But you could have a friend or family member just sit in a chair in front of you, hold your hands over them, and then just be open to spirit working through you, and just start just like that. Because if you have the open heart and the willingness to be a channel for spirit too, that's a great way just to start too, and build that trust in yourself. A lot of the modalities are helping you to build that trust, and that's why the purpose of the structure of them is so that you feel like it's working and you feel the trust. But you can just start like that, or even on yourself, give yourself healing and say, spirit world, please join me. So I hope that's a good start. But if you feel that pull, that little tug towards something, that might be a good person for you. And ask around with friends who may have taken classes too, what they've loved. I'm going to come to Ann Iva. I've got this beautiful angel card, Infinite Potential. So it's letting you, reminding you of all of the possibilities in life and the unlimited thinking that's there for you as well. So sometimes because we're in this physical reality, we see things very much as opposites. But and polarities too, but there's all of the colors in between, the black and the white, that are available for you too. And you actually you actually like visiting all of those colors. And so it's just reminding you that your openness is very helpful for you too. And this allows you to also give wisdom that has higher perspective to other people that may need it, who may be in a little bit more, what I will say is immersed perspective or narrowed perspective, and they're both valuable too. But because you're open to all of the colors, having the higher perspective of looking in and seeing that there is always a reason for things, and that things always work out, and we tend to find that out later down the road, is very helpful for you. So it's a beautiful talent that you have. I feel like I want to give you a smoky quartz and an aquamarine for crystals for you. Spirit's knocking on the wall for you as well. And I also feel like I'm pointing to my rose. So if you have a connection to roses for yourself or a loved one, that's coming in for you as well. So I know that to be very important. Also a grandmother who would have worn a bracelet or a watch, because she points to my wrist that I want to be point to. And she would have been dainty and lovely in her appearance, because she had nice hands too. Because I love it when they do that with me. It's like, too. So, and I'm going to hand you a rose as well for you, Anne, and thank you for being here today. So I will leave you with that. We've had such a wonderful time here today. Please, everybody, a few quick announcements. I've got Spirit Talk this Sunday. It's a free event. You can sign up for it on my website, mediumjenniferrose.com. And you can ask questions about spiritual topics, and I will be giving answers for that hour, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, and 9 p.m. in the UK. I've got my Sunday service coming up a week from Sunday with Kelly Brickle, Nancy Murtal, and Fran Pierce. We'll be doing 2 hours of mediumship, poetry, music, and healing, so you don't want to miss that as well. And lots of other fun events that will be posted on my website, including my group healing meditation, which is a great way to sit with spirit. And on Facebook and Instagram as too. Please also follow PJ Spur on her page is Soul Revelations, and PJ Spur. She's also over on Instagram. And please give subscribe and follow to Kelly Brickle and the Sacred Spiral Network. PJ, would you leave us with any last words that you would like to help us with? And thank you for all those beautiful tips about navigating grief through the holidays. And we will post a link to even more tips in the chat box. Kelly's going to be doing that for all of you. So please, you'll have that available to you. And what a beautiful gift, PJ. Thank you.
You're so welcome. I would just remind everybody to be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. We hear a lot these days about just be kind. Well, it starts here, doesn't it? So show yourself some love and be kind to yourself, and allow yourself to enjoy the holidays.
Yeah, that is beautiful, PJ. There's a quote, and I put this on my newsletter when I was letting everybody know about our live today. It's by M. Scott Peck, and he was a psychologist who wrote The Road Less Traveled, I believe. And he says, not only do self-love and love of others go hand in hand, but ultimately they are indistinguishable. So I just feel like I wanted like, oh, that matches what you just said.
It
So
really does.
how beautiful is that? Thank you so much, PJ, for your time and your love and your heart and your beauty and your grace and
You're
radiance.
so welcome.
You have a beautiful heart, and I feel it. And we're all so, fortunate to have benefited from your wisdom here today and from your love. So we're very, very grateful. I feel like I won't cry. So, oh my gosh, y'all
And
know me.
Kelly has posted, if you see a link, it says Hightail. It says spaces.hightail.com. Blah, blah, blah. That's the PDF. And if you'll click
Yeah.
on that, you can download, I think it's about 14 pages of tips and tools. And I hope that it gives you some comfort during the holidays.
Yeah, thank you, PJ. And please pick up her book from Amazon, Navigating Grief with Grace as well. So, and there's dearpj.com. That's your website if anyone would like to book a reading with PJ as well. So, thank you, everybody, for your love and support here today. Please remember to live well, and love you well. And walk each step with grace, for they will take you far. So, if you're wondering what to do and where to go, just make sure those steps that you walk are with grace, and that really will help point you in the right direction, my loves. So thank you to everybody for coming on today. Thank you, Kelly Brickle, for taking care of us. Please come back in 2 hours for the psychic hour with Kelly Brickle. Have some nice dinner, a little relaxation, and then come back for more. And a big thank you to you, PJ, for everything that you brought here today to us. So we're so appreciative. So have a beautiful weekend, everybody. Goodbye. Take
All
care.
right, thanks. Thanks,
Lots of
Kelly.
love and kisses.